organize yourself in alphabetical order of your names in the clockwise direction, right? In the clockwise direction, right? So the team which does first, and then we're going to say, they're going to win this, right? So, yes, start.
Yeah. So team number 3 wins this round, right?
These are magic books. So you have to pick up these books and come to this page, which is your activity 2 page. Activity 2 page. अभी आपको क्या करना है? आपको you have to do this activity in pairs, right? So a pair, let's say that you get a partner and ask questions from the partner.
My partner name is Naveen Kumar. He's from Puma Homes. And
My partner name is Mudit Tate. He is from Sri Sumeru International.
Karthik. He is from Bansal Art and Craft. He has been.
My partner name is Samkit Chopra. He is from Bhikshua.
Jangid, he is from Mangalam Arts.
Hello everyone. My partner name is Dakshit Balar. He is from Maple Art and Craft.
My partner's name is Abhimanyu Singh. He's from Niran, India.
So my partner name is Aryan Jain. He's been in the market from last 1 year. His company name is RGP Universe.
Oh, my partner name is Priyank Gupta. He's from Traditional Handicraft Center.
Hello everyone. I'd like to introduce Ritesh Chajir to you. He's from Contemporary Furniture.
Hello everyone. My partner's name is Natasha Anand. She is from Home Trading International.
My partner's name is Priyal Bhandari. She's from NCB Exports.
My partner's name is Gaurav Chauhan and he's from the Woodgood International.
Hello everyone, my partner name is Apurv Mehta. His company name is Furniture Express.
Partner name is Sparsh Sharma. He is from Shivam International.
my partner name is Karan Singh. His company is Shilpam Furniture.
And I think all of us are more open today, right? Yeah, that's right. Is that right? Mr. Gaurav Jain, can you come on the stage? Actually, Mr. Gaurav needs no introduction. He's been an icon, and he has been the next generation. He has taken Basant Handicraft to new heights. Even when I go to other markets, not just Jodhpur, I was in Moradabad. We started Moradabad, and even there, when we talk about Basant, everybody is aware about that. So I would like to congratulate Gauravji for that. And also thanks for accepting this, because he is a good motivator for the next generation. He himself is the next generation and is a good motivator. My next co-host is Mr. Piyush Uppal. So let's clap for Mr. Piyush. Mr. Piyush, I had the opportunity to host, have my first conversation with him on a YouTube podcast called Amazing Master Crafters. And I got to know a lot of things about him. He started his journey from a village. He did his post-graduation from FRI. And in the last 10 years, he's been in the industry. He has worked with some of the best companies in the country. He was GM quality with CL Gupta. Then he worked with a buying agency. And then he is a buyer. So before that, he was working for the MDM, and now he's with Zofran. The common thing between the two of them is that they've grown the business multiple times. The next on my list is Mr. Shahab Siddiqui. Mr. Shahab has, is kind enough to spare his time and travel from Delhi here with us to answer about compliances. So kind of him, and he's been in this. He's experienced about 20 years in this trade. So he will have answers to most of the questions you will have compliances. The more you will learn today, the better you will be with customers, right? So about me, I'm Suraj Goyal. I joined this, I'm also second generation, though I'm a bit older than all you guys. But I joined the business in 2017 after spending about 15 years in the corporate world. My last job was with SAP. I've done my BTech in electronics from IIT BHU, and I've done my MBA. My first generation is Dr. Mittal. I would request Dr. Mittal to also join with us. So he's been an inspiration for for the industry per se. He started his journey after retiring from his regular job at the age of 60. He was a professor of chemistry. And I will, first of all, I would want Gaurav ji to present him a bouquet. And maybe you can add a few words.
So we all are here because of him only, so all his blessings, so he's a veteran himself, what all we can only learn from him.
मैं कॉलेज में प्रिंसिपल था, तो सन सिटी एक्सपोर्ट यहाँ थे, तो वो कुछ स्टेन इंपोर्ट करते थे वहाँ से, हॉलैंड से, अबूबा के जो है, उनके किसी तरह से स्टेन आए नहीं, तो मेरे पास आए कि साहब ये बना देंगे, मैं कहाँ बना, क्या आपने बिना देखे कह दिया बना दूंगा, मैं कि हाँ मैं बना दूंगा, क्योंकि मैंने जो है डिफरेंट इंडस्ट्री में काम किया था, जब मैं कॉलेज में था, मैंने नॉन फेरस, फेरस, मिनरल और टेक्सटाइल, और टेक्सटाइल में मेरा वास्ट एक्सपीरियंस 40 ईयर्स का काम किया, तो जो है उन्होंने मेरे को सैंपल दिए, थर्ड ईयर को बना के दे दिए, जो आए था अरे तो बिल्कुल सेम है साहब जो हॉलैंड से आते हैं, उनके सेम ही होंगे जो मैंने बनाया है, देख लोगे वहाँ से मेरी जैसे था, और धीरे धीरे हमने ये कोशिश की कि जो हैंडीकैप में जो भी प्रॉब्लम्स आती है उनका सब समाधान देते थे। वैसे जोधपुर के लोगों का इतना ऊपर वह है, कोई भी प्रॉब्लम होती है तो आ जाते हैं मेरे पास पे, और प्रॉब्लम का मैं समाधान दे देता हूँ। बहुत जल्दी मैं सपने को पूरा करूंगा कि मैं हैंडीकैप से सॉल्वेंट के सीलर लेकर को बाई कर दूंगा। अभी इसमें मेन प्रॉब्लम क्या होती है कि एक्चुअली इसका जो रॉ मेटेरियल सब इम्पोर्टेड है, और इम्पोर्टेड है हम इस पर कर नहीं पाते। हमारे 3 साल से R&D चल रहा है, और हम इस मुकाम पर पहुंच गए हैं बहुत जल्दी कि आपको एनसी की भी जो आपका सॉल्वेंट है, सॉल्वेंट की रेट में हम सीलर लेकर दे देंगे, इससे लोगों का स्वास्थ्य ठीक होगा। अभी तो एक्चुअली क्या है, अगर आप गाड़ी में एक स्वास्थ्य बना हुआ हो उसमें आप बैठ नहीं सकते, इतनी स्मेल होती है, हम कितने अनह्यूमन हैं। दूसरा ये और एक और है, लोग अभी हाइड्रोजन पेरोक्साइड लेते हैं, अमोनिया लेते हैं, उससे क्या है लोगों के बाल खराब होते हैं, फिर उसका भी हमने एक नया डेवलप कर दिया है, वो सब भी काम आएगा, बबूल में भी काम आएगा, आप में भी काम आएगा, और जो भी अगर आप और भी प्रॉब्लम है आप जरूर देंगे, आई विल बी वेरी ग्लैड टू सॉल्व द प्रॉब्लम। थैंक यू।
Let me I just put together a few facts. ये पीयूष जी ने बोला था कुछ देर पहले कि बहुत सारे यंग जनरेशन है, वो बिजनेस में आना नहीं चाहते हैं, because they have other options with them. They think software is better or world outside is better. But just think about it. जो जोधपुर का हैंडीक्राफ्ट इंडस्ट्री है, वो ऑलमोस्ट 5,000 करोड़ का फॉरेन करेंसी अर्न कर रहा है, which is so precious for the country, right? For the economy of the country. And that is because of all of our parents and fathers who have brought industry to this stage, right? It also give employment to more than 2 lakh people. तो अगर आप इसमें काम करते हैं, तो आप just think about it, the good you are doing to the society, right? So it is not just about कि हमने 100 कंटेनर या 200 कंटेनर या 10 कंटेनर कर लिए. It is also the good that you're doing to the society. So for that, I welcome all of you, and I want to give a clap of being here. तो हैंडीक्राफ्ट एक यूनिक इंडस्ट्री है, जो कि which is B2C, B2B and B2CH. तो वो क्या समझते हैं इस बारे में, मैं वो बताना चाहता हूँ first of all. So when you are selling a product to the customer directly, that is B2C, right? When you are selling it to a buyer for either which he sells under his own brand, that is B2B. If you are selling through a channel, then it is B2 channel. Like you sell through another retail, but you sell under your own brand name. So अगर हम देखते हैं यहाँ पे, तो B2C में और B2CH में important चीज होती है आपकी brand, right? हम branding पे अभी cover नहीं कर रहे हैं in this workshop, but that becomes an extremely important part, right? And I think that's where even Basant has done a great job. They have a brand called, I think, Orange Tree. They have a brand called Orange Tree, which is a domestic brand for furniture, right? So that's an opportunity for all of us if you want to go that way. In a B2B scenario also, so I gave some examples here. For B2C, either you have your own retail stores or you sell through online platforms, e-commerce platforms. That's a B2C. For B2B is either you sell through wholesalers, retailers, or you sell through buying agencies. That's what I think 80% or 90% of the business is in Jodhpur. And B2CH could be channels or selling through third-party retail channels. That's there. So I have, so if you can open that page, which is your page number, I put some ideas and you can also add to those ideas, right? So what I encourage is that like B2C brand becomes extremely important, customer service and customer experience, right? These are three things which becomes extremely important when you are approaching a customer for B2C, right? वो चाहता है कि आपका प्रोडक्ट कैसा दिखता है, because वो कस्टमर के पास डायरेक्टली जा रहा है, आपकी ब्रांड कितनी स्ट्रांग है, वो क्यों खरीदेगा आपसे प्रोडक्ट्स, राइट? तो वो ब्रांड आज की तारीख में building a brand is extremely important in India. For B2B business, the most important parameter is your customer relationships, right? How you're able to engage with the customer, how the customer perceives about you. You can actually do, just to add more value to the product, there is a concept of NDP, need, desires and problems. Basically need होती है customer की, जो बेसिक वो चाहता है आपसे, राइट? वो उसकी नीड है. वो चाहता है कि एक मेरे को जो मैंने प्रोडक्ट दिया एग्जैक्टली सेम आए, रेलेवेंट क्वालिटी से आए, रेलेवेंट पैकिंग में आए, कोई उसमें लाइक देयर इज नो डिफेक्ट. दैट्स द नीड. बट D is a desire. Desire is something which does not need, but if you provide extra, that adds up to the relationship. I'll just give an example. One of our customer has asked for this. So we developed this refurbishing kit. ये refurbishing kit है. Just think about that with every container, you add something extra for the buyer which he is not asking for. So you are helping him meet his desire, right? Right? So that's what I mean is desire. And if you work on his problems, then he becomes a customer for life. जैसे हम लोग काम करते हैं, हम problems पे काम करते हैं customer पे. जैसे Mango Wood, now I just did an analysis some time back. Over last about 1.5 years, we have served over 1,000 companies in Jodhpur. मुझे भी पता नहीं थी कि इतनी सारी companies हैं. But why do companies come to us? Because we work on their problems. हम उनकी problems solve करते हैं. Mango में पीलापन कालापन है तो हम उसके दूर करते हैं. केशे में लालपन है तो हम दूर करते हैं. So we work on those problems, right? That's why customer come to us. So if you identify and work on customer problems, then like just say problems क्या हो सकता है? He's looking for new designs, right? He's looking for new products, right? So those are the problems and he is not getting from India. So if you solve that problem for him, then he becomes a customer for life. या फिर उसको defect बहुत आ रहा है, there are issues with the supply. So that becomes, you kind of resolve it. For B2CH, important thing is your brand, your channel profitability is extremely important, right? Any questions? Anybody has any questions? When you identify the right customer, right? Second is that how to identify कि ये customer मेरे लिए सही है कि नहीं है, right? वो कैसे आप करोगे? तो there are two parameters basically. First parameter is the effort and second parameter is the return. Effort का मतलब है कि मेरे को customer acquire करने में, मेरे को customer reach across करने में, उसको service करने में मेरे को कितना effort लग रहा है, right? Return का मतलब है कि customer मैंने acquire कर लिया, वो मुझे कितना ज़्यादा business देगा, how much business he can give us, repeat business, what is the profitability, how easy it is for me to service that customer. That's a return. Basically, yeah. So two important things when you reach a customer to identify what is the effort and what is the return from a customer, right? So if I put them in a graph, basically, so it gives me 4 combinations, right? The first combination is that my effort is high, but my return is low, right? Second is I've got high effort and high return. Third is low effort and high return, and fourth is low effort and low return. तो अगर आपका सबसे पहले आपका कस्टमर आता है, एफर्ट लो है और रिटर्न हाई है, दैट बिकम्स योर अमेजिंग कस्टमर्स, राइट? आर यू विथ मी? बिकॉज एफर्ट कम है, आप थोड़ी मेहनत करोगे आपको कस्टमर मिल जाएगा, या आपका करंट कस्टमर्स है और आपको उसको नया बिजनेस लाने के लिए, नया प्रोडक्ट देने के लिए, न्यू रेंज देने के लिए आपको ज्यादा एफर्ट नहीं करना है, राइट? रिटर्न अच्छा है, प्रॉफिट मार्जिन अच्छा है, वॉल्यूम अच्छा है, राइट? सो दैट बिकम्स एन अमेजिंग कस्टमर, सो दैट बिकम्स एन ए फॉर मी, राइट? माई सेकेंड कस्टमर इज हाई एफर्ट एंड हाई रिटर्न. मेरे को एफर्ट काफी लगता है इसको सर्विस करने में, मेरे को रिपीटेड उसको सैम्पलिंग करनी पड़ती है, you know, there's a lot of effort required. Repeatedly, I need to make more designs for him every time. So high return, high effort and high return. That becomes your B customer, which is your bread-winning customer. And that becomes your bread and butter for you, right? Third is low effort and low return. Effort भी कम है, but return भी कम है, which is your convenience customer. ठीक है, चल रहा है, ठीक है, that's okay. Return भी कम है, but effort भी कम है. That becomes a convenience customer. And the fourth customer is where the effort is high and the return is low. That is your dangerous customer, right? So if you leave your dangerous customers, you get more time and energy to service your A customers and B customers. So in an ideal world scenario, you should do your 70% of the business with amazing customers, and you should do 30% of the business with B customer. Very less with C, you can continue as it is. D, you just close it, close the chapter, right? So, next, I have an exercise for you. Just think about आपके past में कौन से customers को आपने service किया है, आपके current customers कौन से हैं, और आपके future target customer कौन से हैं, right? So, based on that, you can categorize your customer. I think people who are already in the business can really do it. जो बहुत फ्रेश हैं या अभी जस्ट एंटर कर रहे हैं, it'll be too difficult. तो आप एक टीम में भी कर सकते हो. I'll give you 5 minutes, and then we can just summarize and move to the next step. But idea is to get your mind to focus कि आपके लिए right customer कौन सा है, to go after the right customer, which is your amazing customer. And then the second is your bread-winning customer. If you have any doubt, you can raise your hands, and I'll be happy to answer. Nitya ji, chair देना है आपका.
No, of course, there was a lot of learning, especially when people say that when you can write down your problems or you can write down your method, the problem is half solved. So it's the same case because we do understand that day-to-day we meet customers, but we never get to document. But when you document it, you actually are writing it down, having different views. So it is actually something which is, I've never seen this happening, and this is something very fruitful, and I would like to apply in a day-to-day.
So, you know, so that'll be, that's great to know actually. I think, see, once you go back, I know बहुत सारे customers होंगे जो आपसे टच में होंगे, या I know your father से टच में होंगे, uncle से टच में होंगे. You can actually apply this to your business. It's a very practical scenario, and you know, I have adopted this from a coaching organization called Quantum Leap. Quantum Leap is a very well-known coaching organization. They coaches thousands and thousands of people, businesses on this, both big and small. So let me move on to the next slide. Same thing, what we did for customers, you can also do with your product profiling, right? So this tool is essentially not just for customers, you can also do it for your products. So products, you can have low effort, high return, low effort, high effort, low return, low effort, low return, and high effort, low return, right? So high value, low effort and high return is high value. Primary products, which are probably your breadwinning, high effort and low return, easy to buy, could be your entry strategy. जैसे हमारा entry strategy है सस्ता product जो problem solve करता है, like Timber Cleaner, which cleans yellow and mango. Everybody needs it. That's the entry strategy, right? Similarly, you can have entry strategy for your product, right? That's C. You can still continue doing it. And then these time wasters. Energy बहुत लगता है, return ही नहीं आता. So this same concept you can also apply to your product segments. Now, for this next part, I would actually invite Piyush ji and Gaurav ji. They will take this part for the role play. There's a role play on sales process, lead generation, customer visit, making a sample and negotiations. So इसमें हम ये करते हैं कि हम Gaurav ji will essentially help different groups because he is a customer. He knows exactly कि क्या होता है. तो हम ये करेंगे कि let's give them 10 minutes. 10 मिनट देते हैं. 10 मिनट में आप क्या करेंगे? एक-एक टीम एक-एक सेगमेंट ले लेगी.
एक-एक सेगमेंट एक-एक टीम को दे देते हैं.
So like lead generation, who will take lead generation? Who will take lead generation? First come first serve. Who will take lead generation? आपको एक तो करना ही है. कौन करेगा lead generation part?
Team 1.
Okay. So team 1 is taking customer visit. You will take? So team 2 will making a sample. Team 3 and team 4. Team 3, team 4. Lead generation and 3 team is negotiations. Right? So आपको क्या करना है? You have to discuss among yourself and also come out with points as to how will you go about doing it. आपको preparation क्या करनी है करने के लिए? Gaurav ji will help you. जैसे he will go around and he will be part of your team. तो आप start कर दो काम, बीच में आएंगे वो करेंगे. उसके बाद when it is done in 10 minutes, then Piyush is going to ask you questions about it. He is the buyer, right? So buyer can ask anything. Right? So we can start this now. So now, everybody, please have attention to the team which is doing lead generation, team number 3. कैसे आप? What are the ways in which you will do lead generation?
Primarily, it would be participating in fairs and exhibitions. So that's when the customer will visit you up ahead from front rather than you approaching him. Then second would be you would be visiting in the international fairs where they are exhibiting or going and visiting them in their whatever set of countries there. So they would be taking you more like seriously. If this guy is putting in more effort, he wants to associate with the third bit. Most of us are doing, we are cold emailing them.
Right.
And sending out catalogs and stuff. Then the new base is social media, especially LinkedIn for B2B and I think Instagram for B2C channels. Then we have buying agents as a source, approaching them to get in touch with the customers, or we have the sourcing agencies for that. Or there were offices in India, so approach the offices, visit the offices.
तो आपका sequence क्या रहेगा? Like
primarily, it would be participating.
fair will be the first sequence.
Yes.
Why not emailing could be the first sequence? You don't have a database.
But you're not putting in a lot of efforts for emailing. So
Yeah.
as in that, participating in a fair requires a lot of effort.
Why not foreign visits and meeting customers there itself?
That would be the second way. In exhibition, the customers coming up ahead.
Yeah, but exhibition
up
is one part. I see a lot of people, they also travel overseas.
Yeah,
And
that
then,
would be the second one. Visiting
they walk in. Piyush tells me कि उनके factory, उनके office में हर हफ्ते एक customer walk in करते हैं, एक दो customer walk in करते हैं. Ask him.
Yeah. So, generally, you expect that you are at least pitching in your name into their portfolio. So somebody, I have seen people that sometimes, like not only me, but I have heard from the buying teams, not only in Jofran, from my ex-companies as well. Sometimes they say that this guy is writing me every month 2 times in last 6 months. So I think now I should think about it. But what is the biggest hurdle you guys think that I have sent 2 emails, I'm not getting any response, and then I should stop? So wo sharam wala ya ek, that this culture should not be there. So you have to keep on writing multiple times before walking in directly. So that's one thing, very, very important. That's exhibiting in the fairs, international or locally. When you are keeps on writing the emails to the customers, they know the names of, like, you know, sometimes I got surprised name that this is exports, you know, X exports, I would say. So then sometimes for me, I have never heard about it. So then we walk through, not me, like the buyers. Do you know this? I said no. So, you know, they walk. And when you have some communication initially, maybe through LinkedIn, emails or somewhere, then they know at least the name and they try to take a break and then they give some time. So that's the second way. Most importantly is when you are exhibiting, of course, your name, but your product should speak and attract people. So you should have showstoppers outside, for sure. So this is what I will suggest you. And don't think that you know, you are writing an email for 6 months and you are not getting a response. It doesn't mean that you will not get any response in the future. You keep on writing. Don't do it too much because that also irritate, believe me. But at least make your, you know, I would say milestone कि मैं 1 महीने में एक बार जरूर इनको अपना कुछ न्यू एडिशंस भेजूंगा और सॉफ्ट एक लिखूंगा that I am really keen to work with, which helps. It's fine. It's fine. But most of the time, if your number is not saved, people doesn't pick. And let me tell you, I'll show you the other side of it. This is not the thing that I look at the number and I don't pick. In the corporate, mostly in the buying houses or maybe liaison or, you know, customer sites, people have back-to-back meeting. Their slots are fixed. They have, you know, conference calls and all. So if you are calling without taking the time as well, so you will call 2 times a day and you will not get a response. So that's, and then you feel that this guy is not picking my call. So, you know, because think for other side of it, and other side is that people remain super busy who are handling that much of business. Right. So if you want to make a call, just for 2 minutes or 5, write a soft message that I would like to talk to you on this subject. What would be the right time? You will not get a response. You will write another message, third message. Sometimes you will get the response. While if you are just calling, so any unknown numbers are not being picked, or maybe person is being you know, busy.
Another important point I want to make is that you have to research your target customer very well.
Yes.
Right. That's an extremely important point. Not just writing a mail or calling them, but what will you talk to them? Why should they be interested in your product or a service? Right? You should be very clear about that. Like they will be interested if you're offering them something new. आप उनको नए डिजाइन नए प्रोडक्ट भेजोगे तो वो रिस्पॉन्ड करेंगे, right? What is in it there for them? If they've got like 30 vendors, why should you be the 31st? Right? That should be very clear, right? And that value proposition you have to tell to the customer. If you tell them whether whatever media, phone call, exhibitions, emails, anything, right?
And you know, there is one more point what I want to tell you for the lead generations is that the way you look at the clients, like the buyers, you always think this buyer is a good buyer, this is a mediocre, this is a lower. On what basis you decide this? Do you know that? No? You just decide based on how the people are talking about. So for like I will tell you, I was with my earlier company, Maisons du Monde, which is a French customer. Many people in the field, they are saying, very good buyer. But I know the inside of it. So, you know, everything looks lucrative from outside. But when you really start working, then you get to know, yeah, this was okay. So when you have to, so similarly, like you do research to know, gathering information from people. Similarly, buyers, buying and liaison, they also research about suppliers. And we also work on the supplier's history. So let's say you as a Sivom or X and Y, you are writing to me, I will also keeps on asking my people in Connects. So first of all, if you want to grow and go longer in this trade, apna history acha banao, which is the most important thing. वो history कैसे बनता है? That's a good price, on time delivery, and moderate to good quality, right? If you are into the business, think that way. Instead thinking कि मुझे 4 buyer मिल जाएंगे और मैं 50 कंटेनर करने लग जाऊंगा और मैं immediately, I will become like बसंत, मैं बड़ा हो जाऊंगा. So उनके पीछे के efforts को देखो. Sometimes I have very very good arguments with गौरव जी and say, गौरव जी आप ये प्राइस कम कर दीजिए. वो कहते हैं सर मैं बेटर में ये प्रोडक्ट नहीं करूंगा लेकिन मैं प्राइस नहीं करूंगा यहाँ पर कम. So I appreciate that also because you should have courage to say कि मैं ये प्रोडक्ट इससे ये मेरा थ्रेशोल्ड है मैं नीचे नहीं जाऊंगा. That's also is respectable. Instead accepting anything and then getting 50 containers of business from four buyers and then ending up with nothing because your name as a company, as a person will tarnish. आपने quality अच्छी नहीं दी, आपने on time अच्छा नहीं दिया, and what did you do? It starts from yourself कि मैंने सस्ता लिया था, 4 buyer target किए थे, instead targeting 1 और एक को service अच्छी देने के बाद मैं सोचता कि मैं दूसरे से काम करूं. So don't go fast. जैसे you think कि buyer अच्छे हों, ऐसे ही buyer think कि supplier अच्छे हों, and there is a huge scope.
So that's it for the team. I think they did a really good job.
First and foremost that we all kind of discussed was to create a customer profile, to understand what kind of a customer he or she is, B2B, B2C, B2CH, etc. And then identify what would be their particular needs, why are they actually coming. Secondly, we would also kind of understand if we have past history to be very data driven. Understand, okay, how many pending orders are there, what are the pending containers, etc. So that you get a basis of conversation when that particular client is coming. Thirdly, when that particular client is coming, what is the requirement of that visit in terms of sample development, in terms of order checking, QC, etc., in terms of infrastructure inspection. So you understand the intention of the visit and also the timeline of the visit, whether it's coming for half an hour or an entire day.
Makes sense.
Right? Then when that particular buyer is actually at the factory, you kind of know very clearly that the intention is clear that he is interested. That is why he has made the effort to fly from US, Europe, etc., spend that time, effort, money to be here with you. So you respect it by showing him each and everything that is needful for that particular client in terms of compliance, infrastructure, what is the intention.
Right.
Exactly. And then you also show him the story. How are you actually different from the other 10, 12, 30 vendors and different countries? People kind of try to become very cookie cutter. Okay, this is something which is standard and we have that. When you show the differential, when you show the artist work, when you show how many people are actually involved in this industry, when you show the handwork, etc., that is the differential why that particular client is in India as compared to maybe Vietnam, China. So that kind of capitalizes on your goodwill, etc. And then just give him a good time, treat him well. I think that would all be part of the customer visit overall. And that's what we were just having a conversation about. Right?
So you rightly said this. The customer is coming. So there are two things you should know very clearly. First, what is your strength? Because I have seen this that no one talks about this, our own strength. Generally, suppliers जब भी buyer visit or buying visit का plan करते हैं, they only think that buyer को क्या पसंद है, buyer का कैसा है और उनका क्या सोच है और उनकी क्या है, मतलब उसका research ज़्यादा करते हैं. Instead, showing their own strength first. So that's very very important because everyone has their own something. कोई बहुत अच्छे price negotiation में होते हैं, कोई लोग बहुत अच्छे design में होते हैं, कुछ लोग ना design में ना price में, but they say that मैं on time और quality में perfect हूँ पर मेरे पास design की team नहीं है, it's fine. So you give me the product and I will do it. So you should know your strength, which is on time, quality, design, negotiation, 4 pillars. Of course, social and environmental compliances these days quite a lot. So you should know your strength, and then first you tell your strength to the customer instead expecting that they will give me anything and I will make rocket. So अपना strength बताना होता है, because all the clients, they have all categories almost, and they either they will not give you at that right moment कि मैं इनको ये काम नहीं दे रहा हूँ, but they will understand that this guy is perfect for making chair, let's say rattan chair. I don't have anything right now, but after 6 months when I will think for this kind of product, that's the right person. So know your strength, right? That's most important point. The second thing is timeline, and to understand the agenda or purpose of the widget. This is second. Timeline is like, I have seen that sometimes customer wants to give you half an hour, but you are trying to, spend that half an hour just to start your conversation. So you are asking how you feeling and how was your trip and what is purpose and all that. Instead, you should know, maybe from the buyer or the person who is coming with them, local or, coming from outside. You should understand and know how much time they have. If they have half day for you, it's fine, you manage it. If they have 1 hour to you, give them precious points and precious time management of half an hour, instead just gossiping and talking. This happens quite a lot, because when they leave, then you think, oh, it was half an hour and they just going now. I could have shown my factory, could have shown my showroom, could have talked about this product and that. So this is called post-realization. You should have that initial management. The time management is very, very important for the customer visits. Who is visiting? So this is also very important. In the buying sites, they have people, quality heads or quality teams, buyers, compliance team, or designers, or maybe some higher management. So for us, like Indian, when we see Gore, we say buyers. In general, So for us, who is coming is buyer, and we start bringing them to the product and start showing their product in the showroom. While the purpose of that first visit was to understand how much big infrastructure you have, what all factory you have, how much is your capacity, what positive things you have, what are the bottlenecks in your factory, and all that. And you did not give that time. You just stuck to the product and finished. So you first know who is coming is very important. If the first team is coming who belongs to compliances and quality, you have to focus on compliances and quality and do not talk about the product at all. Because when the person comes for the product, he will talk about product. And if a senior management is coming from any company, you have to cover brief, in short, all your pillars. So, purpose of widget, timeline, and your strength. When you start doing it, you are good to go. Grahak devta hota hai. It's fine. But, all the buyers, or maybe all the people coming from license buying and these teams, they don't come and spend the leisure. They focus more on work. So they just want to spend working lunch or 15-20 minutes, and also don't, try to bring them to, your table and spend more time on food and all. It's fine. You are offering, it's fine, but that should not be the focus. Thanks.
Thank you.
Making a sample. So I'm expert of it.
So, as of what we discussed, we came out with some certain points. So, while we start making a sample, we would look at our strengths, basically what we are good at, and what are the raw materials that we can provide the best with, and what they want from you. If you are going for a new market segment, maybe, then again there is a research that has to go for what things are going on in the market that you are entering, because the US market is a lot different than the Europe market, and also Australia market. So after that, maybe if we go for the structure of the sample. Because nowadays what we are seeing is that the buyers are facing big difficulties with the freight. So if we can make the product knockdown, it saves a lot of space in the container. It's more sustainable because you are shipping more quantities in the container. And then when we come to the product that is in front of you after you have made the product, you should look for the quality standards, as the sample is your first impression to the buyer. So it should be of the utmost quality. It's not like the production should also be of the same quality, but the first impression is the So yeah, I think the quality should be the best in the sample, and they should not be able to poke you out with certain things, and you should be very much confident about what you are presenting to them, and that is your strongest part, let's say.
So, I'll give you some insight of it, that sample, even if it is going out of India, going for any fair, visit, or your exhibitions, or maybe first sample for the buyers, for their showroom or for their catalog or photo shoot or whatever. So there are multiple kind of samples which we make. In general, I have seen that we, majority of us, we don't have expert of sampling teams. So there could be two reasons. One, a supplier can have, producing like 40, 50 containers, can afford that team. A supplier who is just a new supplier and can have just 4 or 5 containers and cannot have a sample making in-house team. So this depends. But normally, the sample should be the perfect sample with all technical aspects, especially the functionality and aesthetic. So I have seen that we got the sample and supplier shows that I'm super confident and I have done this in this best way and this best way. But doors jamming, drawer jamming, hardwares are not good, the finish is not good, and then when we ask, the excuse comes that we made it in so hurry. Why didn't you take few more hours, 12 hours more, and could have done better? So sampling is the base of this business, should be very, very important. I mean, super important. If you cannot afford a sample team in-house and you outsource it, why don't you have technical consultant? Like 5 factories can afford one consultant who is a sample expert, can come for half an hour, can guide you prior to your visit and can tell you that all these technical aspects are not there in sample. Because in general, let's say me, if I will do a technical review of a sample, I know to which buyer it has to go, and then based on that I can give my feedback. So similarly, many people are there in the industry who can give you technical aspect, and they don't charge much, I would say. So instead having a full sampling team, you can have the consultant on that. Similarly, for the finishing, you can have again the consultant, as Mother Chemical is an expert of it, because now it's not the time when earlier it was that we were selling something and buyers were saying wow, wow, wow. It's not like that. Now buyers are having technical people there who are experienced, like spent 25 years, 20 years and all that. So now they want what new you are bringing to us. Let's say mango पीला नहीं होना चाहिए, मुझे तो ऐसा product लाओ. So this becomes the need. And you as a supplier, if you don't have the expertise of chemicals, you cannot take this guarantee. So as said by sir, कि मैं कुछ नया कर रहा हूँ yellowishness के लिए, acacia के लालपन के लिए. So this is very important, that while doing sampling, you have to take experts' advice from the expert of the finishing, not at the time of the production when you get stuck. Because when you get stuck, maybe you already tarnish 10% of your business. I mean, I also put in another way that sometimes what happens, you stuck with something and then it took weeks or some. You send an email to the buying team and say, hey, we want an extension of 2 weeks to ship our shipment. They say, okay, fine. And then you proudly say, we have got the extension. So that's not right, because they have given this forced. They cannot say no, they cannot say yes, but behind the table they say, yeah, this guy, why is asking for extension? Because they are poor in management. So this leaves bad impression later on. So you have to be prepared at the time of sampling that what to do. Take expert advice for making samples. I was remembering through my multiple fair. I won't take the name of the people because that's not right. But I went to fair. The chair was very, very nice. We started negotiating on that, and I touched the chair and it collapsed. So imagine you are bringing that particular chair to the show and then giving an excuse later when it broke and said, we will improve this in production. So they can gauge you that, hey, if the first impression is like that, then stop. So sample is like very, very important thing for the start. Very important.
मुझे एक्चुअली पीयूष जी कैसे मिले थे, मैं वो स्टोरी बताता हूँ. एक कस्टमर था, एक्चुअली उन्होंने बताया कि ही वाज अ एमडीएम सप्लायर. उन्होंने बताया कि हमें एमडीएम ने एक नया कंप्लायंस निकाला है, वो यूवी लाइट वाला कंप्लायंस. तो उसमें जो हमारा करंट प्रोडक्शन चल रहा है वो यूवी कंप्लायंस में फेल हो रहा है. तो वी सेड कि क्या कर सकते हैं. सेड कि हाँ, मतलब वी सेड वी आर कॉन्फिडेंट कि हो जाए. कि वो एमडीएम के हेड है, उनका टीम है, वो हमारी फैक्ट्री आ रहा है, आप भी आ सकते हो क्या. दैट वाज अबाउट 2.5 years बैक. That's when we met first time.
There we met.
I'll not name the customer. That's when we met first time. So basically, what Yoshi said is that you take advice from an expert on this, because they did that and they could, go ahead with the production. They could get the product approved after that. So people come to us and that's the reason, like जो हमने business setup किया है, वो उसी हिसाब से किया है कि we solve customer problems. That has been like the base of the business. And that's extremely important for you even when you're making a sample. Man, वो पीलापन है, कालापन है, then come to us acacia, whether it's oak wood has certain characteristic, वो yellow हो जाता है. उसके अलावा उसमें greens, like they have got deep grains, तो वो oil का protection नहीं देता है. There's a way to do it. If you look at iron products, basically there's a testing required for corrosion resistance. It could be varies for different products. What coating you should use. You should know where to use acrylic, PU, NC. We are not doing a technical session right now. People are interested. They come to us. Actually, this whole idea of this thing actually came from Ridesh. Yeah, because what happened is that they had to do some samples, and they gave us, and we sent samples to them, but the customer rejected those samples. So, we said, why don't you come over to a factory? So his dad called me and said, sir, sample तो approve नहीं हुआ है. मैंने कहा, सर, back and forth में time बहुत लगता है. तो आप अपनी टीम को हमारे यहाँ भेज दो. हम लोग samples बनाएंगे साथ में. So Ridesh came with 2 more people with a factory. He was there for 3 days. He used to come with his tiffin to a factory. And that's a fact. And even Saturday को he said, sir, बहुत urgent है. Sunday को भी team आ सकता है क्या? I said, when he's ready to come, why not? We can also do it. So my team was there, and finally we could, I think, kind of got it approved or whatever. It's in the process. So it's where we thought that, youngsters are so enthusiastic about their work. So that's something I want to share. So you come to us. Basically, you get in touch with us. If there's any challenge which is there, you get in touch with us.
So I want to ask, not only making sample team, but all the team members, anyone of each table can tell me that what is the difference between a technical sample and non-technical sample in terms of cost? How much difference it could be? You understand? Or should I explain it in a better way? Let's say you are making a accent case, maybe a buffet or sideboard. You just made it with nails, glue, without putting any grooves, without thinking for functional gaps, using low grade or mediocre grade hardwares. finishing is just you did it without an expert like XYZ. So how much difference you think that it is happening, in between the technical, not high end, I'm saying technical and non-technical sample? How much cost? Even less.
Should not be much. It should not be maybe 10%.
Max.
You can cover it up when it comes to production, etc. That's okay.
So I'll give you that insight here. That is only 5%, max. Only 5%. I'm not talking about the hardwares because it can be way too high, like Haptic and a Chinese or general. But let's say Marudhar Chemicals and X Chemicals could be less than 1%, maybe not that much. But you believe that who is more expert of finishing, then wood consumption will remain the same. The screw and nails, just the calculation between the labor time, one is carpenter is spending 2 hours and one is spending half an hour, this much. And when you make technical sample, it leads very good impression, first of all. And second important thing is then you cover everything in your production. If there is one say that, I don't know, Mehenga is like one time, and Sasta is like something like. So that's right. So this is absolutely right. This is absolutely right. You put 1 to 2% or 5% cost at the time of making your production and sample, and then you are good to go, because you will have first time right quality, you don't have rejections, you don't need to repair, you don't need to, which we will cover I think in some slides, that how those things are important. अगर आपका एक shipment 3 दिन repair के लिए रुका हुआ है, तो आपने 10% lose कर दिया, instead putting 2% in their finishing or maybe in their material at the beginning. तो आपको 2% अगर lose पहले करके and आपको smooth going काम मिलता है, तो आपका क्या image अच्छा होता है. और एक आपने छोटा savings किया, which is equal to 2 to 3%, and then you lose at 10% while your goods are on the floor for 10-15 days. क्योंकि labor, electricity, overheads, everything is वो hidden cost कोई calculate नहीं करता. That's the most important, because the moment you start stucking, you lose buyer. And there's also a very important point here is that if you are working with one buyer and you are servicing him or her well, believe me, one buyer can grow up to that level you cannot imagine. So think for services, quality, inputs and price, and don't let yourself down. Ki buyer ne kaha, hey, this table I can buy it in 50. Oh, we are ready. Don't get ready. Don't get ready, because this is very common happening in India. And then what is happening? You are getting down yourself. Then you are compromising somewhere. तो तिलों में से तेल निकलेगा. You will not pay, right? And then lately, if you are putting down with so many other reasons, then that product goes to your ex, like your brothers, है ना? So जब उनके पास जाएगा तो उनकी भी मजबूरी होगी. बायर को अगर वो 10% प्राइस बढ़ा के देते हैं तो बायर कहेगा कि ये तो मैं प्राइस 50 में खरीदता था, तुम 55 में क्यों बेच रहे हो? So that become difficult. So I believe that young generation should learn and understand from this. Don't let you down. Know your strength and identify your thresholds.
It'll be the next part.
Anyway.
Anyway. So we'll go on to the
negotiation.
So well done, team number 2. Clap for them, please. So I think the most difficult and the most important parameter is negotiations. Everything is done, and now the last part is negotiations. So which is the team which is in negotiations?
That everything has been done, the price has been coded, and then we have gotten a request for revised pricing. On that basis, first we would have to do, according to a team, a SWOT analysis of the product itself, like what the product is, how much the design is there in it, what is the SOP, is it there in the market, Then also we would like to do a SWOT analysis or an analysis of the competition and the buy itself. What are the competitions? What are they selling? What is going on in the market? Is any product? And if it is, at what price is there in the market? Then, of course, we would have to reverse the calculations on the cost, come up with alternatives. We can replace the piece with, I would say, like not make it all out of wood, but replace it with veneer or particle boards to lower the pricing without changing the aesthetics, if that's what the requirement is. And then what's most important is the relation and how do you see your future with that buyer. Because one time if you lower the cost, but if you think it's a part of getting a stronger relation, and if you think it is something you require for your future and you see a growth, like you have a sideboard, and then you can also make a dining set or a bedroom set out of the same design. So in the future you can have more SKUs, so that is something you need to take in mind to go forward.
So, yeah, thanks. I mean, you are very right with negotiation part. With negotiation, I was covering this part already, that negotiation, how negotiation starts. I have never seen a supplier negotiating for quality. All are negotiating for prices, you know. And in general, when there is a product in the market, everyone knows that this kind of product is being sold by Basant, and why don't I give price 20% less than Basant and I get the product. So this is not right, actually. The right process is, let's say one product is in the market, you want to grab that, and everyone knows the price, you know, from somewhere, like this is a very small world. You want to market for the quality, market for the on-time delivery, because all the buyers, all the license offices and everyone is, they are suffering with qualities and on times. They don't suffer with prices. And what happens when you negotiate for the price, you just think that, okay, I grab this opportunity. But you actually has broken that opportunity to the pieces which will ultimately come to our market as a challenge. So give a statement. I know that you are buying it already. Let's say it happens with me in Jofran quite a lot, that you are buying this stool in 18, I can give it in 17. No one comes to me and say, you are buying it in 18, I will give it in 18, but my quality will be that level. You just come and see my two pieces. If you start doing this, that's called marketing for the quality, which speaks more loudly than the prices, believe me.
Giving a good card.
Yes.
Even they appreciate it, that yes, you are a good supplier, you understand us. But the problem is, most of them, they say now it is a price sensitive market. You are good quality, you are doing good prices, but the other one is doing cheaper, and the end customer wants cheaper price. That's it.
Agreed, but this is why I said that, you know, this is who is doing cheaper. All of us.
Yeah.
Either of us.
Absolutely.
Either of us. So now it's the time to break that down.
Yeah.
Don't do cheaper. Do
Yeah.
good.
Absolutely.
Because cheaper, there is no limit of cheaper. No. And then at the end, we get collapsed.
Absolutely.
I can give you one example here. We were buying one product which was in $27 from Indian market. There was no requirement from buying side at all. I mean, Europeans, UK or US or whosoever who are into the business, the ultimate goal for them is to buy cheap. Fine. I mean, that's their goal. Yeah. So they have to go down. But it becomes really bad when you as a supplier is going and making it low cost. You are going and saying that you are buying it in 27, I want to give it in 22. The third goes and reach to 19. Fourth goes and reach to 18. Sometimes someone goes and reach to the 15 and even he do not know that the raw material cost is 15.
Yes.
So what he is doing, he get this business and screw badly us. Yeah, right. So what happens is that me as a supplier took that orders on $15. and then I do not know my strength that I can do 15 containers of that product in $15. And then I got the order, and I'm happily enjoying for initial 10-15 days and not thinking for my management, planning, and raw material planning and all that, and go for a trip. I got 20 containers this month, it's fine. And then end up with 1 month or 45 days, and there is no raw material, no supplier, no subcontractor, they don't have anything. So what did you achieve? Nothing. And then you are blacklisted not only for one buyer. In a way, you lose for multiple buyers, believe me. Because it's not about me. Like, you are working with me, so I blacklisted you. कि इनके साथ काम नहीं करेंगे, 6 महीने में इनसे कुछ नहीं हुआ. He was just good with price. And मार्कअप कैसे सेट होते हैं मैं आपको बताता हूँ. हम $25 में कुछ खरीदते हैं, 27 में खरीदते हैं, 50 में खरीदते हैं या 500 में खरीदते हैं. We put the markup, like the companies, they put their markup and they decide the sales price. तो आप उस वो मार्कअप कम नहीं करते हैं, आप प्राइस कम करते जाते हैं, और उससे बाद में ये होता है that you as a supplier got blacklisted for us because you did not produce on time, or quality was pathetic, or so other reasons, right? And then someone come to me and ask, मैं उनके साथ काम कर लूं, तो मैं 4 लोगों को और मना करना शुरू कर देता हूं कि उनके साथ काम मत करना. So you are losing not from one place, you are losing from multiple places.
Yeah.
Then fourth point, it's me, like India. Then if I am switching my company from Jofran to another, and you are working, and then I had already bad experience, so I will say no, this guy is not good. So, right? The fourth point is, whenever people meet in the fairs, so mostly you see people knows each other because it's a small world of suppliers, the same way small world of buyers.
हम सबको पता होना चाहिए बायर कब पे करेगा, एडवांस दे रहा है, 45 डेज बाद देगा, कितना एडवांस दे रहा है. Negotiation is not one way, it is always 2 ways. You should also know if there are any penalties. If I'm not able to deliver on time, if are there any penalties associated. They should also know what is the QC. You should also know what is the QC process with the customer, right? Otherwise, how do you go and negotiate? Is the customer very stringent about a certain product? How is the QC process? Do you expect that there could be rejections? That becomes an extremely important part. What are the audit requirements? You should know. When you negotiate, you should know कि audit requirements क्या है clients के. Maybe the audit itself will cost a lot. वो बोलेगा ये certifications चाहिए, we need product certifications, you need to invest on it. So that's a cost, right? You should know that. Packaging. What is the cost of packaging?
बहुत अच्छी बातें पीयूष जी ने बताई. Just wanted to add a few points to this. एक छोटा सा anecdote, मतलब आप सबके एकदम सटीक बात गले उतर जाएगी. We have all seen the say probably like a 100-meter race in an Olympics. Yes. 100 मीटर का रेस, उसका जो टाइम ड्यूरेशन होता है ना, it is roughly anywhere about 10-11 seconds, right? अभी इस रेस में जो फर्स्ट आता है उसको क्या मिलता है? करेक्ट, गोल्ड. इस रेस में जो सेकंड आता है उसको क्या मिलता है? इस रेस में जो थर्ड आता है उसको क्या मिलता है? एंड फोर्थ एंड ऑनवर्ड्स को क्या मिलता है? ओके, अब इसको थोड़ा सा अच्छे से समझना. The price of gold today, it is about 75,000 rupees per 10 grams. Fine. The price of silver per 10 grams? Per 10 grams? Close to 800 rupees. 75,000 rupees, 800 rupees. The price of 10 grams of bronze is close to 7 rupees. 75,000 rupees, 700 rupees, and 7 rupees, and all the other people will get the paper certificates. Yes or no? The effort is the same. The practice is the same. The sweat, which each of the player who has reached there, it is the same. But the outcome is a huge difference, and I think this is where India really, as a country, we need to really look at it. Right? As a country, we need to really look at what value we can, we need to play for gold. अगर लोग बात करें कि भाई सबसे बढ़िया चीज कहां मिलती है तो दे शुड से जोधपुर. सबसे सस्ता के लिए तो दुनिया बैठी है. सबसे बढ़िया चीज कहां मिलती है? तो जोधपुर, फर्स्ट चीज. Second most important thing that I feel this industry requires, right, especially in a place like Jodhpur. I've been to some of the fairs, you know, वहां पे they don't encourage each other coming to each other's stall. मैं बोलता हूं कि एक नई शुरुआत यहां पे चाहिए. सब लोग एक दूसरे के साथ मिलो, you know, build that amazing friendship, play as one team, remove the concept of competitor and bring the concept of co-players. We are all co-players working to elevate India, not just to elevate by factory. अगर इंडिया में धंधा आएगा तो हम सबकी फैक्ट्री में काम आना ही आना है. तो क्या होता है कि भाई इधर 50 पैसा बचा लूं, उधर 1 रुपया बचा लूं, उधर 4 आना बचा लूं, उधर 8 आना बचा लूं, मैं we are losing that image, that brand, which is really, really getting elevated in the days. But then that same thing has to really reflect. They have played on the value. So they have the margins to invest in people, they have the margin to invest in infrastructure, they have got the margin to invest on people, they have got the margin to invest on innovation, they have got the margin to travel. तो यार प्रॉफिट किसी भी एंटरप्रेन्योर का, वो बोलते हैं ना, जन्मसिद्ध अधिकार है. अपना अधिकार बेच के मतलब अपने को धंधा नहीं करना बॉस. और मांगोगे तो मिलेगा. प्लीज ट्राई दिस आउट वंस. मांगोगे तो पक्का मिलेगा आप लोगों को. पैसा मांगने की ताकत रखो और बोलो कि बॉस, इफ आई फेल माय कमिटमेंट्स, द होल शिपमेंट इज फ्री. राइट? But I really, really wish to congratulate. Great session coming out of his own life journey. Thank you so much.